Peace and power, wave surfers, man. Hey, I put out a Terra Sancta challenge, man. Hey, first of all, shout out to everybody in the class, man. Shout out to everybody in the tribe, man. Shout out to everybody that's just surfing the wave. Shout out to everybody in the Ether Squad. And look out for season 4, TDR, the Drop Radio, popping off August 2nd, man. Right after that Shabbat, we popping off, man. So look out for it August 2nd. It's on and popping. I mean, the fourth wave is spiraling up like never before. Shout out to all the contributors and the sponsors at 432 The Drop Radio, Dragon sponsors on the wall. Hey, out to everybody looking in and checking in to 432thedrop.com. And just, shout out to the bro, Jeffrey Davis, man. Jeffrey Davis, man. I issued the Terra Sancta challenge, man. I said, can anybody else find me a map with this Terra Sancta? And first of all, shout out to Saku, man. Saku, what it do, man, with the great map. And, we started getting, real mappy. Shout out to Kara Mayo, who sparked off this Antarctica revisit, man. And, the bro Jeffrey Davis found, even if it is, pretty much the same joint, it's like it's a different angle, like a different composite of it. You know what I'm saying? A different shot, man. And I appreciate it, man, because you could really now zoom in on these openings, man. And notice that these openings don't seem to have a closing, man. Can y'all dig it? Hey, man, don't make me get back in this flat drop, man. It's all happening. It's all happening. Yeah, man, that was a great drop with the Terra Sancta. And we're just talking Holy Land. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking Holy Land, man. What's the meaning of Terra Sancta? Why even issue the Terra Sancta challenge? And a lot of y'all hit me with maps. I haven't got to everything. Maybe some of y'all hit me with some other Terra Sancta drops. So if you hit me with some more Terra Sancta drop, I like to call it Zankata. Zankata, man. Terra Sancta, man. That's beautiful, man. Hey, we just talking Israel, Holy Land. Nah, drop. Israel's over there, drop. Don't look over here. Over at Terra Sancta. Because remember, man, this land is over here literally touching Antarctica. Is touching what? South America, right? So that's why this drop is so incredible, man. And hey, love to Jeffrey Davis, man. Killing it, man. Killing it, man. And we about to get on this symbol right here. A lot of y'all sent me this, Knights of Michael, Order of Michael drop. We're going to get on that in a second. But first of all, man, let me make sure I find that again. Where am I? There we go. Yeah. There we go. No, not that one. My Tarzanka drop, man. I got some. Hey, this is what happens when you get too lanky, man. Yeah, we're going to get on this image right here. This is kind of crazy, man. I mean, the symbolism between this and, you know what I'm saying, what happened with, George Floyd, man, rest in power. I mean, that's when everybody got to stop for a second, man. We got to stop for a second and just say, okay. You know what I mean? Everything's a psyop. Everything's to get us distracted because, we focus on all these other things except for keeping the code still. Still, my noggin. I know we got all kind of things to talk about. I know we got all kind of stuff popping off, but man, we got to keep the code or else this Terra Sancta don't even matter, man. But shout out to Jeffrey Davis saying, we got a second map pack coming up, don't even trip. Hey, everybody that hit me up for the map pack one, it was a gang of y'all, and I did my very best to get back to every single one of y'all as fast as possible. So hopefully everybody got their drop. People still hit me for the drop, but, go ahead, man. Hit me up, music at 432thedrop.com if you haven't got Map Pack 1. And, we're going to, include this, new Terra Sancta drop. Love to Jeffrey Davis in that Map Pack 2, you know what I mean? So don't even trip. But, what I'm getting more and more is a lot of y'all just being grateful that we have some type of study tools. Because normally I put these all out on the links anyway when I drop the YouTube. But now that they're taking down these links, I'm really trying to preserve them. And, y'all are kind of like the library for real. Because if anything happens to the Drive library or, what I'm saying, just the platform itself, at least we have a bunch of wave surfers that have copies of this stuff. So if I ever need it, I know I can hit y'all up and be like, hey, y'all got that drop of that map of that Antarctica drop, blah, blah, blah. And y'all be like, drop? What do you mean? Already? You already got the drop. So I feel like this is our best way of archiving it for our families. And a lot of y'all getting at me about the children, you know what I'm saying? Just having a curriculum, you know what I'm saying, for the children. So love to Chef Candy, love to my mother, Mama Drop, because Mama is an educator for over 40 years, principal of elementary school for like 20, 30 years, doing her thing. So she still does the what's it called, more like temporary principal assignments. She kind of goes in and gets the test scores up, and then the other principal takes over. So she kind of still does her thing a little bit, man. But love to moms. But she's really into getting a curriculum as well, and just really getting a hijack-free curriculum. I mean, yeah, we don't have to jump through all these loopholes. You can still go to your school, but still have a flow. Whether it's just learning Hebrew, learning the language, music, or just our history. Hijack-free. So please believe that Hawa has it on our minds, on our heart to start working on a curriculum to add to the frequency of learning that we already got. Check out frequencyoflearning.com, frequencyoflearning.com. And right now it's just music and games, but it's 432 hertz music for the children, and it's brain activation games. And I got y'all. We're going to add a lot more playlists to these, music suites over there, as well as the vibe suites at 432thedrop.com. So, this is just a good time for us. I feel like we're literally rebuilding, you know what I'm saying? Rebuilding, just with stronger foundation every single time. Just like Hawa got to flood the earth sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Things get disheveled in your life or your flow, your tribe, you know what I'm saying? But then the right alignments, you know what I'm saying, start to connect at the right time. And I feel like the wave surface coming out right now, the fourth wave are the strongest, you know what I mean? And you should be, because you've been able to witness so much and absorb so much. And, you know what I'm saying? Now a lot of y'all popping off like, drop, where do you need me? What do you need? Let's go. And I appreciate all those emails I'm getting, you know what I'm saying, with the real ones, my bros and my sisters that's just falling back like, you know what I'm saying? I got two hands, man. What can I do? You know what I mean? And this is all a part of the process, man, for us to tribe up. It's an energy thing. Nobody's entitled to be here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's obligated. It's just that we want to be here. And we're doing this because we want to, not to make some money, not to get some fame. Nah, because this is what we want to do, to make our particular mark and our particular wave and our particular flow. And we've witnessed how it's come together, and we appreciate it. And once you stop appreciating it, it won't really work with you. You know what I'm saying? It won't, the wave, the water won't really flow for you. You know what I'm saying? Because the appreciation ain't there for it. You know what I mean? So keep emptying your cup so you appreciate what's going on here. Because I appreciate y'all, and it's a beautiful thing, man. When you have the awareness. You know what I'm saying? Just to be present and appreciate the gift that we all have. So, I advocate for everybody to tribe up in every which way. You know what I'm saying? Walk shoulder to shoulder with your brother and sister, but just remember to be the wall of protection, to be your brother or a sister. You got to keep the code. If you're not interested in listening to the creator, to be in the vibration of the code of the creator, this ain't for you. This ain't no religion. This is just fundamental code foundation. Hawa. If you're not here to keep the code, you're not my brother and you're not my sister, because that's not what you came for. Everything else is rudimentary. Everything else, man, you know what I'm saying, it's neither here nor there, man. Null and void. It's null and it's void if it ain't about keeping the code. So that's what we do when we tribe up and drop nation. And we got the coldest team of reconners across the plane, man. We got superconductor recon team, man. Maybe we're gonna start the superconductor recon academy for the children, man. I think that's pretty dope, man. Superconductor recon academy, man. Come on, man. Y'all feel that? Let's go, man. We out of here, baby. Fourth wave. Fourth wave ain't about teaching you nothing. Fourth wave is all about knowing that you're something and knowing that you got a path, man. You know what I'm saying? We all got a path to take. Which path you gonna take? That's the question. Which path are you gonna take? I mean, which path you gonna take? Just looking at these pathways. This is the one that we were familiar with, that the bros that cool hit us with, man. So, see, and this is what I'm talking about, different perspectives, you know what I mean? So, here you can really see how close, right, South America is to this no cap, hashtag no cap Antarctica, right? I mean, these are interesting finds, man. I mean, we can't shake this off as nothing, but of course, man, if we're not in the code, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna be in the know. The water's gonna flow. But how far does it go? And here you see it kind of cut off now. You know what I mean? Let's see, it says Virginia up here. So all this is Virginia or Virgin land, right? And back to this theory of this insular worlds where for a long time they could not get out of this. And they were stuck here. This was their only ocean. They had dreams about getting to the Oceanus, or you know what I'm saying, the outer ocean, so they can find these portals like a virus would, like a virus should. We can get out and just infect everybody with our bullshit, man. So, but look how mapped out Antarctica is. I mean, let's just really appreciate this map. Love to say cool. I mean, look how mapped out Antarctica is. Back in the 1500s, though, right? So we talking about having expeditions. Wait, come on, man. Just time out for a second, man. This shit ain't making no sense, man. You telling me Admiral Byrd is doing super military operations, what's that, high jump? All right, so, we'll get into it for the next drop, but, Operation High Jump, right? And we covered that a couple times, show footage of them, you know, going towards Antarctica and all this stuff. So they're supposed to be trying to discover something, man. Look how mapped out this stuff is in 1500s. No ice cap Antarctica. Hashtag no cap Antarctica. No cap Antarctica, man. No cap, man. This is the most no cap situation of all time. All right, so you see, how, and this is a big piece. All right, so let's again appreciate. I mean, look how big Antarctica is compared to South America, and you know how big South America is. You know this. Now, Dan, like you had a river, you could just flow all the way through South America. You could just flow right through it. That's crazy. So look how big this is. So this big chunk right here could be South America. So by the time you take these riverways or these gateways, this is the equivalent of a damn near, mini ocean or something. I mean, look how long these things are, right? So it's not like it's just a little creek where you go up a little bit and oops, it runs out. This shit continues for thousands of miles, based on the scale of what we're looking at. You got thousands of miles of gateway. Now, in between that could be all kinds of stuff. In between that could be all kinds of drop, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot, you know what I mean? And of course, based on that other map, you got Thoth the Moving Island, right? checking in. So, hey, shout out to Jeffrey Davis, man, for, taking down so far this Terra Sancta challenge. And I mean, it's everybody's a winner, man. Y'all been hitting me with all kind of drop, and I'm sure somebody sent me like, drop, man, I sent you some drop. Everybody's a winner, man. Everybody's a winner, man. But Ahab, man, I appreciate the bro. I appreciate, what I'm saying, just the flow that we got going on. And we're gonna get back into this. Actually, we got a video to watch. We got a little something we're gonna kick back to on this brown eye, blue eye situation. And that's gonna lead us into, this imagery here, man. Because this is all happening, and you got to sit back and you got to be like, why oh why did this cop, right, keep his knee on the back of George Floyd's neck like that, right? And if it's completely a staged activity, and I say if, don't come over here to hear nothing definite. I don't care how much it looks like a psyop. Something could have still gone gone wrong with the bro some other type of way, you know what I'm saying? So I don't just, write it off and say, oh, psyop, nothing happened, boom, boom, something could still happen. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't want to be a false witness. We got too many false witnesses in our community. I see now truly why we need the code. Because if you don't have a code, you don't have a parameter, man, you don't have a perspective, man. You need something to visualize and witness through when you have these type of journeys, as a family. I mean, how are you going to collapse the wave pattern? Because you have to witness, you have to observe to collapse the wave pattern. Now, once you observe the code, we can collapse the wave pattern in paradise because we can see clearly, oh, okay, were you witness to that? No. Got it. So you're a false witness. Oh, this happened? Oh, okay, were you there? How do you know? Are you sure? Oh, you're not sure. You're not sure? Oh, you're a false witness. And we talked about the idols, right? We talked about all this. So this is why we need the code, because they got their own order. So if we're out of order, we ain't even got a chance, man. We might as well not even, talk about it. Because we have no opportunity to be victorious in the true frequency war if we have no order. So we're going to get back into this order that they are keeping to a point where they're literally acting it out right in front of your face. I mean, and let me see. We're going to get back to it, You think this is play, man? You think Drop's the one? You think Drop Nation's tripping? You think it's conspiracy that we have this knee at the back of the bro's head and you have this order popping out with this hijack, with his foot or his knee on the back of a brother's neck bone? You think this is new? Think this is brand new shit, man? You think this is new things popping? This is dragon slaying. You see, this bro got dragon wings, man. See? Because the other ones you're going to see, they're going to make him look more like, some type of reptilian dragon figure. This one I like because they show that it's a black man, right? It's a copper-colored man. And the other ones, he's a dragon, letting you know what? That you are the dragon. See, one thing they like to say over, when they try to peek in at us, or when they try to throw stones, they say, oh, man, y'all must be worshiping dragons, man. And y'all talk dragons so much. You must be dragon worshiping, uh, cult, cult having, this. Look, man, when we say that you have to connect to your creator to activate the dragon that is you, there ain't nothing that can come in between you and your creator. And you're not going to ever activate that fire, that water, that ether, that land, that earth, that is these elements that form this Dracan frequency, because it's a frequency war. And without your frequency, my naga, you have nothing. But that means you need Hawa. You need your frame and your shaper to tap into that water, because Drop Nation got the water. Now here's their fake angel. Now he looks like a fake angel. Other than that, he looks like some knight on the back of a horse. This is Georgie the angel now. Right, so you got King George slaying the dragon. You got Michael, right, slaying the dragon is Saint Michael or Saint George. The order of Saint Michael and Saint George is awarded by the Queen to ambassadors and diplomats for distinguishing services of what? Slaying the Naga, slaying the dragon. Now, we ain't stupid. So we know that the original George didn't look like this. We talking Genghis Khan. Genghis is George. Uh-oh. But that gets back into the Presta Khan investigation, and what this really symbolizes is Genghis Khan's, takeover of the order of the Prester King David and the Batu Khan that later became the Vatican. And then they, of course, have iconoclasted the man still standing on the black mine. And later they make him look like a dragon, but they still got his dragon wings. That's all we're talking about here. So this standing on the neck of a brother, has been going on for a long time. And initially, it was a brother standing on a brother. You see what I'm saying? It was a more and more war. But then they took that over, right? Yeah, man, they slid right in there. And they put it right in your face. But are we tripping? Connecting it to, our brother George Floyd. Royal honor showing an angel standing on the neck of Satan. Wow. Oh, well, that's not this shit ain't surprising at this point, man. We know that they consider us demons and Satan and this and that. Man. That's been the play, right? They've been hanging us from trees. They gotta demonize us to hang us from trees. They can't say they're hanging angels from trees. No, they can't say they're hanging angels from trees. They have to say they're hanging devils, right? And they get slammed for looking like George Floyd killer. So we ain't saying it. We don't need to make that comparison. We don't need to make that comparison. So here they make him look, more like, oh, he's, some type of demon, right? Now compare this one with this one. You see, the power of the pen is amazing. He doesn't look like Satan here, but when you make him look like this, he looks more like a Satan, right? Because you got to explain his dragon wings. You got to explain the dragon wings. Remember, the dragon in Revelation is Satan. Oh, even Leviathan. Even Hawa's dragon is Satan now, right? The crooked serpent or a twisting dragon. That's that excellent new tune. Oh, drop. You guys are connected to the frequency. You talking dragons? Are you worshiping the dragon? My naga. It's one thing you gotta understand, man. My naga, you are the dragon. If you weren't, they wouldn't make a fuss about it, comparing it to George Floyd today. They wouldn't say, oh, they're getting slammed for the comparison. Either it is or it ain't, right? If this is just Satan, why the fuck would you even bring it up to compare it to George Floyd if it's just Satan? Oh, but it looks like the copper colored naga. And since it looks like a naga, it is a naga. A white man who wants to be an angel with his foot on the back of the neck of the brother or the dragon. What's the definition of a dragon? Before you say we're worshiping dragons, right? When we are telling you that we are talking angels, does it mean we're worshiping angels now? Well, where have you heard us say that before? Please worship these angels. I think we talk about keeping the code quite often. And number one is don't put no power before your power. The only way to tap in to your dragon is through your power, your frequency, your code. Because you don't need no AK-47, no chop chop. if you have dragon fire. What's the definition of a dragon? Does anybody remember? Anybody in the back of the class remember the definition of a dragon in 1828? Before we talk about slaying the dragon and you get stuck on one definition, when we talk romances and love to the Templar, when we talk romances, we're talking a knight, a hero. Is a serpent a snake or a dragon? Oh, it's both. So which one are you referring to? Which one do you want to demonize? A fiery shooting meteor, dragon, meteor, dragon, meteor. Oh, it's just imaginary. They like making things imaginary, right? Let's go. Oh, remember Tesla said, man, you want to know the secrets, man? You got to know the 3s, the 6s, and the 9s. What's a dragon? And why are they standing on the back of your neck bone, my naga? Because we're talking about a fierce or violent person. Huh? Oh, drop. You're worshiping dragons. You mean I'm worshiping a fierce or violent person? Male or female, this man or woman is a dragon. My naga, I'm telling you that you are the dragon. And what you gonna do about it? Huh? I'm not saying it, my naga. It's in their 1828 American Dictionary of the English Language, man, by Noah Webster, man, who's saying a dragon is a person who's violent or fierce towards who? Hawa? Nah, the hijack. They're saying, all right, you got to translate it from in the context, of that, lens that's creating this narrative. All right. So in that lens, in context, the hijack is saying right in your face, bone, that anybody, any person that is male or female, any man or any woman that is violent towards us invading their land, or is fierce against us invading their land, these are dragons. Huh? And that is why this dragon can look like a person who's fierce or violent, which is why they have to slay, because they want your things, they want your stuff. Papa Bull, Doom Diverses 1452. That's why you could look like this. Or, they can just, put their spin on it and make you look like that. A dragon, right? Yeah, man. Or like that. A dragon, right? Now you got a cross-looking sword. You know what I mean? And this is what they're giving out as the most distinguished order. Whoever, before, you got to slay the dragon, right? You got to slay the dragon. You know what I mean? All right. So, they're the ones telling us, that there's something wrong with this picture. We don't have to say shit about it. We can look at the picture and see there's something wrong. And I actually had one up. I'm gonna have to get it later. That actually had one that looked like, oh, okay, wait. Let's see. Let's check this out over here. Yeah, just put it in Google, and you'll really start finding some interesting pictures. You'll start seeing this St. George character pop up like this. And again, this is representing Genghis Khan. Now you can see it more here. Look at the afro. You dig? Look at the fro. You dig? But some of these, I saw one that it looked more like he had the knee on the back than the foot. And I say, oh, there we go. Bang, bang, look at this. Look at that, man. Look at this dude over here. Look at this dude over here, man. Huh? Huh? Come on, man. I can't make this shit up. Somebody know. They made him a brother, and he's slaying the dragon. Now this is the same as this. And we're just talking George Floyd, right? Rest in power. Because it's happening. So whether he's this or this or real effect that, it's happening. So when I say rest in power, I'm saying to those who's truly affected, even by the images, man. This is this. This dragon is this dragon. Is this dragon, which they're calling the devil, right? Demon. Aren't dragons called demons, right? And the new tune. But we know the definition of a dragon is a person who says, fuck that, get off of my land. Fuck that, stop touching my women. That's a dragon. Whether you male or you female. Do not touch my children. Simple shit, right? That makes you a dragon. That makes you fierce, and that damn sure makes you violent towards a who? A hijack. Towards a who? Because they're not being violent towards it. I don't think we were being violent towards each other. I mean, relatively speaking, because we know it's a more and more war. But their violence is something different, man. Even with our shit, their shit is a whole nother piece of pie. It's a whole nother level of destruction and bloodshed. You see this knight going to war with this dragon, right? So it's all about the dragon slaying business. And we got the alchemical dragon, alchemical serpent, alchemical dragon, all that kind of stuff. So you see in alchemy, it's all about slaying the dragon through the creation of opposites. And you know what I'm saying? Go look that up. By creating the opposites, or what they call the cadmus, you know what I'm saying? They were able to slay the dragon. Now, what's the opposites? And you see this over and over again. These same depictions, right? Georgie slaying the dragon. Now look at this shot of Georgie. Back to the fro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You don't just have a fro for no reason, right? Yeah, man. Look at this joint. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got him. Got him. I think we got him, Try. Yeah, you can't give us this. Slaying the dragon, right? You can't give us this, Jack, when we already have this. And that makes that other joint was just looking for. Oh, it looks cartoony. Nah, man, it's the same Naga with a fro slaying the dragon, letting you know there's some more and more war. And they trying to put themselves in it. Naga, another Naga slaying the dragon, right? It's a more and more war. Prester John Genghis Khan tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. Huh? Oh, but look, he's getting lighter now, right? Iconoclasm, 101. Oh, then it becomes crazy, right? This is what we get now in our history, right? This is now what we get. And so they take over these other lines, these other bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? It's a more on more war, right? So they're just taking over these titles, right? And they're keeping this, image alive. But this image started with a Naga on Naga scenario. And they're just, playing their little, roles in it, right? Yeah, man. So when we talk about being charged up, and we compare it with George Floyd, being, literally suffocated, with the knee to the back of the head. At least that's the image we're getting, right? Why is this image so similar? And no matter what else, I'm saying, are comparing it to, you're still just talking about the most distinguished order, St. George and St. Michael. Knight, Commander, Star, and Neck Badge. Just think about what this means. That this is what they consider the highest order. You really got to think about it. The most distinguished order of St. Michael. Yeah, man. This is how they rock it. St. Michael and St. George in British Order of Chivalry, founded April 28th, 1818, by George Prince Regent, later King George the Fourth. That we're getting, more, more, clear pictures of what's really going on. Who this Black Joji is. Now remember Benjamin Franklin dropped, still saying that there was a King George, a Black King George, still on the throne in 1751. Right here we're talking about 1818. You know what I mean? So come on now. And he was acting as regent for his father, King George III. So you factor this into these Georges as well. These Georges. The Order of St. Michael, St. George was originally awarded to those holding commands on high position in the Mediterranean territories acquired in the Napoleonic Wars. Remember Napoleon's Comet, 1811? Remember the dragon? Napoleon's Comet, the same as the Tecumseh's Comet? So this is really representative not just of, it's so much, man, right in your face, because then you got the Tecumseh going down, you got Dragon Canoe, you got the Chickamauga Wars popping off right around this time, 20 years of the Chickamauga Wars, Cherokee Wars. Look all that stuff up. Look, you just go into it because all this stuff is relative at the same damn time. And that comment, the 1811, 1812 situation, I think also plays pretty heavy. Pretty heavy, man. And, later, I'll see if the other one pops up with the knee to the back of the head, man. Just getting a look at some of these other ones. If anything, you just see how deep this shit go. If you don't get nothing else, when you look at Georgie with a fro, and it's just thinking about how deep it goes. By the time they really, even in the PSYOP scenario, right? God, even in the PSYOP scenario, they're giving it to you though. Like they're really doing this shit. Like think about it. Someone is performing this ritual right in front of your face of kneeling on the back of the neck of this dragon. And it's not just about white or black, because originally we're talking about black ass King George. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Is it play? We're just talking about black ass Georgie, man. We're just talking about Georgie, man. I didn't even have to put in Black George, man. He can't hide. He got to come out. Because then it became this, right? It was this, right? Slaying the dragon, right? So they took this. Oh, now this, goes that deeper into the original before they switched it up, right? And then they made a damn pendant out of this shit. And now it's representing the same damn thing. Slaying the dragon or the brother. BLM wages war on Archangel Michael. Wow. Woke Church of England surrenders to race baiting iconoclast. We're talking about iconoclasm. All right, what's this? Buckingham Palace, England. Black Lives Matter zealots are facing strong backlash from Britons of different ethnicities and faiths after calling for racist image of Saint Michael crushing the devil to be erased. Why is it racist? Because he's a brother. They're making the black man the devil, right? But it ain't about a race situation. See, now it's about the race situation. Now it's about racism. But it wasn't about racism until they changed the image. I mean, before this, what are we talking about? We ain't talking racism. We're just talking, oh, okay. Here's a copper-colored individual slaying a dragon. But because of this race iconoclasm, we can see clearly that this dragon is representing something else. Because unless they brought it all together with all this race stuff, we wouldn't even be paying attention. But now that we paying attention, and now that we like, oh, okay, what's that shit really about? That's some fucked up racial shit. Before you get into that, do the recon and realize it's representing something deeper. Because you're slaying the alchemical dragon. But the alchemical dragon is the brother. But it ain't the white man initially slaying the brother. It's the brother's own family that's slaying the brother. Or the dragon. The fierce or violent person, right? Fierce or violent person. So keep this, snapshot handy in your mind bone before they make it this race situation and turn this into this whole other, dialogue and diatribe about something that got nothing to do with the original meaning, right? Because now you're getting charged up about some other meaning. And yeah, that's all going on. We understand the strange fruit situation. But the real meaning behind this is much, much deeper, man. It's not black or white and not about racist police. It's about slaying the dragon. You see, my noggin, when they slay the dragon, they have everything. They have you. They can't defeat you in order, so they have to create chaos. They have to create the opposite of order. That's why it's order over their chaos. New world order is order over chaos, right? But they have to create the problem, incite this reaction, and then offer a solution. They have to create chaos to create your opposite to slay the dragon. Now you got the fear. Now you got the fear and anger, right? But you're angry for all the wrong reasons. Because it's not, that white shit is just a decoy, man. That white shit is just a straw, man. They're wrapped up in it. Race war, blah, 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 blah. This is about the creator's seeds, and being at your maximum full potential. This is a love story about coming back, the seed of the creator, coming back to maximum potential. And in order, this is representing taking you out of maximum potential. Because one dragon can slay an entire village or an entire, you know what I'm saying, city or whatever you want to call it. I mean, all you needed was one. They weren't real kings, right? Because this dragon kept burning down their cities. But this dragon was fighting for you. Free Phineas, man. The dragon was fighting for you, my naga. The dragon was fighting for Joshua. Or it was Joshua, right? Rainbow dragon, right? Kitzel. But once you got into captivity, your dragons were still free, man, and they was burning down castles. And whose castles were they? The other tribes that made deals, the Confederacy, Psalms 83. All the tribes in Psalms 83 that made confederacies, because their dragon ain't our dragon. Our dragon is something else, and that's what they do know. Yeah, they got, some frequency, some mimicking, but they ain't got the OG greater light. And all we're talking about is lesser light and greater light. How deep are you tapped in? The dragon is the person. So we say tap in all the way to Hawaii so you can tap in to your full potential. Because they have to slay your full potential. They got to knock you out of your full potential to even have a chance of hijacking you, my naga. Nah, man. You can't be full naga on them. Naga can't be full naga on them. No. That wouldn't work out too well. So they had to first create a new image. Just like this Jesus situation. Same old, right? A new image. St. George. St. Michael. A new image. Slaying the dragon. And this was the iconicized situation right now. He's just a white knight slaying the dragon. So by the time they put it on the pendant, by the time we see this, it's just a white angel on top of a black boy. Nah, man, this was a black knight on top of a dragon. But now it's a black man with wings, letting you know that this particular seed got the frequency. And how do they take us out of our frequency? They have to take us out of order in order to slay the dragon. We got to be out of order. We got to be out of line. We got to be out of the code. So I know there's a bunch of different issues going on. But this ain't it. It's not about the racist image of the church. It's about the slaying of the dragon. So they got us talking about a narrative of racism instead of the dragon slaying that's going on. Because if you understood the dragon slaying, man, then you'd be tapped in. And they don't want that. Equating the triumph of St. Michael over Satan to an event in modern-day America is either the product of severe ignorance or a deliberate provocation as the BLM movement and its sympathizers try to see how far they can go. This is not... Why do they keep taking our shit? Right? We can't just take a minute to mourn or figure out how we gonna move. There's always a protest already pre-planned, pre-funded. And now we see this image, you know what I mean? Now we see this image, and instead of us having a chance to react to it, it's these same energies that are pre-planned and pre-funded that are taking a fight, right? Now they're taking a fight to the queen. And we're gonna get justice because you're calling this Satan. We gotta realize who we're all talking about here, man. We gotta realize what this is actually about. It's all alchemy, man. And I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, you know. I didn't mean, to even get into all this, but Allahu, man, love to Miss D and the Copper Color Awakening. This link, man, I'm telling you, got a lot of drop. Cause we're just talking alchemy, we're talking dragons, right? It's a great link. Pull it up, get your drop. Miss D dropped this on us a while back. And this let us know clearly when we're talking about dragons. Oh, they worship dragons. Well, you're talking serpent or dragon. You see, because the dragon in alchemy, in terms of the energy of it all, the alchemical dragon represents the philosophical quicksilver, unlike ordinary mercury. The philosophical quicksilver is a mysterious substance of unknown origin. From this quicksilver, the living spirit can be extracted. It is the vessel in which the spirit is contained. Some alchemical texts mention a process to identify the spirit or the soul of all things. Why are we talking? Why are we talking about this? Oh, because we're talking the dragon and we're not talking the serpent. That's why I said you're talking snake or dragon. Because alchemy knows that when they're talking serpent, we are not talking dragon. Because it's of unknown origin to them. They come to places of unknown origin, Khan, and we're fierce or violent towards them, and they call us dracons. But it gets deeper, because you're really talking about that ruach, the living spirit that they are extracting, right? Is that what they're doing with the blood and the adrenochrome and all the other stuff that, I'm saying, is really, the water goes deep. But in order to approach those things, because we don't know shit, we're not in these caves and shit where all this stuff is going down at, only Hawa, man, can put the judgment down, in the right places in order. And the only way to get that popping is to keep the code. And you got to let that living spirit flow. Because what they doing, what they eating the dragon, right? The Ethiopians and in Western Europe, Prestigian and the Gypsies, for my wave surfers, they're eating the dragon to get young again, to have that living spirit represented. Because the serpent can't be that. The serpents often represent impersonal nature of the unconscious as it burst, right? Synchronicity, AI, right? Burst into consciousness. Synchronicity, AI, right? That's the serpent. But who's the original AI? Yeah, got 'em. Who's the original AI walking around here, like they rule the earth today? Got 'em. Now, how do they slay the dragon? When the act of conscientio, the bringing together of opposites, occurs, the serpent is frequently part of the symbolism. This is especially true when representing androgyny, or Mercury, or Thoth. This union, right, this male-female in one body Baphomet situation, or Mahomet situation. Oh, because when you talk the serpent, it brings everything to life, but also kills everything. I said kills everything, my naga. I said it kills everything. So this ain't the dragon talking about killing everything, because the dragon is what? The living spirit, living, it's life. It's the living spirit, life. We're talking the ruach. But your ruach is more than meets the eye. Your ruach is something you don't understand quite yet. Because you don't know why we're talking dragon and why they like to talk energy, chakras, kundalini rising. Dragons, man. Dracons, right? Spirit, not death of the serpent. So when you talk about, Adam and Eve and the serpent in the garden, again, what was that serpent doing before he was cursed to, slither around on the belly? Was he a flying serpent, walking serpent, what? Or we're just talking a dragon in the garden? A dragon in the garden, is that Thoth? Was Thoth already in the garden? An angel? A dracon? And now he has his armies of impersonal, unconscious that want to burst into conscious by what? Slaying the dragon, or what? The act of conscientio, the bringing together of opposites to slay the alchemical dragon. Only the act or the product of conscientio, coming together of opposites, can slay the alchemical dragon. Wait a minute, y'all. I said, wait a minute, y'all. Only the act of opposites, the coming together of opposites, can slay the alchemical dragon. So to slay the Naga, the opposites must have been created for the purpose, which represent chaos, which we call parasitic activity. That's how they slayed the dragon. Who dropped? Oh, and you don't know? And you don't know? Man, it all started with you, my Naga. St. Georgia here, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's amazing, when you find out where Ethiopia is. A lot of folks had a lot to do with the slaying of the dragon in America. And you look at who's taking your titles. I mean, who's calling themselves Ethiopia today, right? Slaying the dragon. Who are the sons and daughters of Solomon, for real, and David, for real? And who's taking the title? Who's slaying the dragon? Put it all together. Putting it all together. All right? So when you see, what they're talking about with this royal house situation now and this cross, it's all about the original hijacks, whether you're talking Thoth, whether you're talking Mercury, and I mean, again, we're just talking about an 8-pointed cross. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, right? 8-pointed cross. Hey, whether you're talking Thoth, whether you're talking Mercury, or whether you're just talking Jupiter, right? Ahab Shabata, right? Jesus, right? Isus. 8-pointed star, the Anunnaki. Let's get this right quick. We're going to fall back in this brown eye, blue eye, video right quick. And now that we have some reference on slaying the dragon or slaying the Naga, you know what I'm saying? We can, see what a little bit of psychology does, man. So check it. In ancient mythology, the 8-pointed star, right? All represents God of the heaven who was called Anu. So this ain't your creator. This ain't Hawa. This ain't above the barrier. This is underneath the barrier activity dealing with this Anu. All right. This is all underneath the barrier. All the Sumerian situation is underneath the firmament, my night. This is lesser light. To the greater light, it would be hell, right? Because the firmament, the stars are underneath the barrier. So that would be a form of hell. So these are situations happening in a hell, in a Hades called the stars. All perspective. This star, this 8-pointed star, right? 8-pointed star is not a star at all, but the largest planet in our solar system, Jupiter. I said Jupiter. I said Jupiter. 8-pointed star. I can't make this shit up, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8-pointed star with this Naga, being knelt on. It only represents a good old-fashioned Jupiter, man. Ain't that some shit? Slaying the dragon, right? The alchemical dragon. Slaying the dragon. 8-pointed star is representative of slaying the dragon. Think about it. Because they sure did come over here to the copper-colored Naga found here by the European and start slaying the dragon. And who did? Our own people. All these other tribes that look like us, that were classified under Spain as Spaniards, but who's running Spain? What tribe was black ass King George from? And what treaties did they do to open it to those that later iconoclast the situation is now trying to guide the narrative of race? It's not about race. It's about slaying the dragon. And for us, it's about keeping the code to activate our full potential. No more slaying the dragon, my nigga. By creating, through this conscientio, our opposites. Now, the opposites don't have to be just black and white, but remember, that's the duality. That's that thought, right? That's that Mercury, right? Mercurial dragon, man. I can't make this shit up. Can't make it up, man. So, the opposites, there's many forms of opposites, so don't just get stuck on black, white, this, that, You can talk about opposite frequencies, They could look like you with opposite frequencies. Opposites, man. Opposite codes, opposite morals. But yeah, then we also have, this other, opposite, and symbolism, situation. Now here's this Cadmus, the dragon slayer. Cadmus embodies the fixed properties of sulfur, man. Both the moisture and the sulfur must be removed to stop the process represented by the dragon. So how are they doing this in real time? Removing the moisture and the sulfur to stop the process represented by the dragon. What does that mean, man? Y'all let me know in the comments. What does it mean for the dragon slayer Cadmus to embody the fixed properties of sulfur? Some of y'all deep into sciences, hook us up with some of this, man. You see us working, all right? We ain't got no secret science mentors, right? We're not in no one's doctrine. We're just surfing the wave, asking the right questions. So if you want to surf the wave and build with us, you don't want to drop it in the comments, man, put it in my email. I ain't going to just say it's anonymous. Drop. Here's what it means. Hit me up, man. Music at 432thedrop.com. I need to know. Dragon Slayer Cadmus embodies the fixed properties of sulfur. Now, what does it mean for both the moisture and the sulfur to be removed to stop the process represented by the dragon? Y'all let me know in the comments or hit me up. Music at 432thedrop.com, all right? All right, man, because there's a difference when you talk snake or when you talk fox or cynocephalus dog-headed St. Christopher or, the dragon, which again, the dragon represents the philosophical quicksilver. So look at the philosopher's stone. I mean, look at all these things, right? Because this is the mythology, man. This is the holy grail. They don't know what's going on with this dragon. It's unlike Mercury. This quicksilver they talking about is a mysterious substance. They didn't say nothing mysterious about the serpent, right? There ain't no mystery in this. It's impersonal, unconscious, finally getting some consciousness. All we do know is that it brings everything to life like what? Like the unconscious, but kills everything like the who. Like the who. Like the who. Oh, you. This is why they came to your land. And this is what they've been doing every single land they've been to. Because these impersonal, unconscious mofos, they've now taken it upon themselves to use this as their highest order of distinction. The most distinguished order of slaying the Khan, all starting with Genghis Khan and the representation of slinging the Drakan, King David, Prester John, Wang Khan, Ong Khan, King Dawi. And look out for Prester John, number 57. All up in your heart bone, man, because we're doing it for the heart. We're doing it for the turf. Shout out to all the wave surfers across the plane, man, that's just behind the scenes doing what you do. I appreciate all the love and support. And just know that we're stronger than ever, man, because the right alignments are lining up. You know what I'm saying? The right flow. You know what I mean? The fourth wave just got so much coming out. Just so much energy, man. So many dragons rising. You know what I'm saying? So many real ones for real rising. And all that other stuff, man, is getting swept about. You know what I mean? The flood, the mem is flowing. And that's all we gonna do, man. Just keep going, man. So all praise Hawa for true order. Because their order is nothing but chaos. And the chaos is something that we cannot at all, rock shoulder to shoulder with. Cold or nothing. You see how serious this shit is? Don't come fucking around, man. I mean, for real, I know I got little ones, you know what I mean? But look, man, just let them know, man, I'm talking to adults. I don't drop these for children directly. I expect the parents to teach their children, you know what I mean? And if they're a child grown enough, then listen to me, because you listen to the music anyway, you know what we saying. Hey, man, we ain't got time for none of that fuck shit, man. We ain't got time for none of that out of order stuff. You ain't keeping it cold. Don't ask for nothing else about it, man. Keep the code. Keep your Shabbat. Remove your hijacks. Go directly to Hawa to connect to your frequency, which is your Drakan, your full potential. And your guardian angel or your guardian dragon is you. It's you. It's a projection of you, man. You are protecting yourself, man. You're activating yourself. It's already encoded into your flow, man. You know what I'm saying? As maximum protection, maximum security. But they've been doing a good job slaying the dragon, man. They've been doing a good job bringing together our opposites. It could be in terms of your diet, making you eat the opposite stuff that you're supposed to eat. The opposite goes deep. You got to really meditate on all the opposites, everything opposing your flow, all the dams, man. Damn, damn, damn. We're talking serpent or we're talking dragon, which is completely unknown to them. So they can't even talk about you. But they want to slay you, right? They want to slay us. So we're putting this together, and how convenient, man, that this most distinguished order has anything at all to do with the same Jupiter that we just been talking about in this classroom over here. How convenient that Jupiter has anything to do with this 8-pointed situation. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got him. Got him. Oh, damn, boss. I think we got him. Yeah, man. Yeah, however they want to flip it. Right. However they want to flip it. Yes, they got knowledge of the stars, but do they have knowledge of the greater light? I think if they had knowledge of the greater light, the dragon would not be unknown. Right. That's why they have to slay you, because they never feel safe around something that's a mystery, mysterious substance. Who got the drop? Who got the drop? Who got the ruach? Spirit is contained in the vessel. Why must they slay your vessel? By creating what? Opposites, my naga. Come on, man. Dragon, right? A fierce or violent person, male or female, right? Come on, man. So this is just a glimpse into, the gateways, when you talk about these symbolisms and stuff like that. And we don't really spend a lot of time talking about symbols and all that, but this particular one keeps coming up. A lot of wave surfers. Thank y'all. Y'all keep sending me, these different type of drops surrounding this situation. And it ain't us making these comparisons, like I'm saying. This is dailymail.uk.co.uk. So they said the death triggered a global wave of Black Lives Matter protests. Remember, this is all about the dragon. So unless you recon, what is all going on with the slaying of the dragon and who was originally slaying the dragon, right? With this Genghis Khan invasion. Genghis is also another word for George. George and Genghis, there's a connection in the bridge there. And you get that from Anatoly Fomenko. So you can put all this stuff together with what's going on with this invasion of King David right here in America. And that's why I'm glad we're doing all this recon, that we can now say, oh, man, so this connects right into the Prester John investigation. It's just about the slaying of the dragon. It's just about the slaying of the Khan. So they're doing an online petition calling for the redesign of the badge of honor. And shout out to Chef Candy, who most of these links right here are coming directly from Chef Candy, you know what I'm saying? I know I got a lot more in my DMs as well, you know what I'm saying? But Chef Candy, personally, put this together for us right here. So I appreciate you, Chef Candy. She is still on the recon. She wants you to know that. And she added, well, who added? Bumi Thomas, a British Nigerian activist, added, hey, man, it's just crazy. Love to the Templar, man. We was talking, he brought up Nigeria, or I think I brought up Nigeria. And he said, hey, man, it's just how people are pronouncing these things. Like the Niger is not Niger, right? It's nigger, right? Nigger. So it's niggeria, right? But you could say Nigeria, or you could say niggeria, right? Which one's the correct way of saying it? And eventually, man, we just start breaking the spell, and my people in niggeria, it's all love because we just letting you know that you are us. You know what I'm saying? We are you, and you are not niggeria, Nigerian, Nigerian, Nigerian. Nah, man, you know what I'm saying? You belong to a code. You belong to an ancient line that has nothing to do with these titles. And we're just waking you up out these titles, just like we're waking up out these titles. Niggeria or Nigeria. Hey, told the Guardian that the image on the badge was of a what? A black man in chains. And you see, you know what I'm saying, literally this dude on one of the, he's holding these chains, like, holding the chain. There's another one that you can actually see him holding, like, literally this chain. It's supposed to be more around this dragon. A black man in chains with a blue-eyed figure standing on his neck. It is literally what happened to George Floyd and what has been happening to black people for centuries. We're talking crucifixions and sacrifices, man. Under the guise of diplomatic missions, active subliminal messaging that reinforces the conquest, subjugation, and dehumanization of people of color. I mean, hey, all in the image, right? The original image may have been St. George slaying Satan, but the figure has horns and tail and is clearly a black man. So, what does this black man dragon situation, have to do with this 1828 violent person, fierce or violent man or woman, right? Because you must be fierce or violent if they're invading you. We're not invading their lands, right? Because they don't have lands. Just name their lands, please, and I'll show you an ancient kingdom of Nagas already there. So if they don't have lands, and again, this ain't a race thing, because we know who this is really representing. And that's the part that's harder for us to deal with when we really get, more into the representation, the real representation of what's going on. So don't get caught up in the decor. But, we're not invading their lands. Right? But it's happening the other way around, or else they wouldn't have to slay the dragon. If they were from this land that this dragon's at, this dragon would be rocking with them. Free Phoenix. But since they're in lands that they are foreign to, I mean, just think about Estebanico, Ezemore, right? Esteban, Stephen the Moor, right? Esteban the Christ, right? Stephen the Christ, the child of the sun. We got to put this Esteban business together with this Columbo. I said, is Saint Christopher carrying Saint Stephen, the child, Saint Stephen, the same as Columbus Christopher carrying Esteban Stephen, Esteban Zamore, the first Moor, they said, or we're just talking Moab, to step into Hawiku, bringing turquoises or stealing turquoises, bringing weapons of death to this pure land of people known as Calelus or Hawiku in New Mexico in the early 1500s. And that's when you realize it's a more and more war. And they're slaying the dragon, and that's why these Ethiopians in Western Europe are eating the dragon. Ethiopians in Western Europe are eating the dragon. I said Ethiopians in Western Europe are eating the dragon. I said Ethiopians in Western Europe are eating the dragon. So that makes the picture a little clear. Before you got that, now we got this particular, race baiting image here. But remember, Ethiopians in Western Europe are eating the dragon. So why would they paint their pictures in this? Oh, because, they want order too. They want order too. They want to feel like we're connected with this black royalty, right? Back to the Khans. So now they want to be Cohens. They want to be royalty, right? They want to connect to the Khans. So they bring this Zeus into play. And Zeus is a black man, right? Jupiter's a black man, right? Okay. Well, this is why their 8-pointed star is representing Jupiter. Or Yahweh Shai, the black man, black man, black man. Jesus, black man. New Testament, new tune. Under the firmament. God of heaven? Nah. You're talking about God of a lower heaven and a lesser light. Jupiter, Zeus, got it. Thought, right? Alchemical, serpent, unconscious, breaking into consciousness. Androgyny, unconsciousness. Needs to get conscious, so they slay and they eat the dragon. And then there's a series on Netflix called Drifting Dragons. A lot of y'all told me about this on Netflix, Drifting Dragons cartoon. And it's literally, they're eating dragons raw. So stop it with the bullshit, right? They're literally eating dragons raw. I tried to show my kids just so they know what's going on. They were like, all right, I don't even want to see this no more. So I said, all right, man. It's cartoon. But yeah, they're eating dragons raw, man. So yeah, Ethiopians in Western Europe eating the dragon. And that Jupiter connection, I mean, who would have thunk it? So it's a psychological warfare, man. The slaying of the dragon, the creation of opposites, this is all relative. You know what I mean? And, at this point, they want us to go crazy about this image. They don't know they're dealing with Drop Nation, and, we're going to get to the root of it all. You know what I mean? So we're going to take it back to what the dragon really is, So why are they now representing themselves like this instead of, like this? So first they have to switch this image, and then they switch this image. And they really, tell on themselves by doing that. So we know what it really represents and what you really got inside of you. And it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be true, unless you see them, tying everything to it, And it wouldn't be no bullshit if they weren't putting it right in your face, bro. This ain't no bullshit. Because they don't mean for you to see this. They don't mean for you to see this, man. This is their order, my naga. This is their shit. This is their 8-pointed star. This is what they represent. In this Napoleon situation, and this comet in 1811, we're going to get on that another time. But this is their shit. This is their stuff, man. So, it's amazing, man. Dig on it. And again, man, love to the family, Jeffrey Davis, again, for this great. All this comes together, man, with this Terra Sancta, man. You know what I mean? All this comes right back on the face bone. Oh, here we go. I was looking for this other one. I guess I had pulled it up over here. Or I took a screenshot. See, this one right here, he actually looks like he's putting that knee down on the neck bone. You know what I mean? Here it's like clearly a foot on this dragon. Here it looks like he's dropping that knee down. You know what I mean? That's when I said, so it's rituals going on, man. But the fact that they're doing it, it's really telling on everything. It's like, it's that important. It's that important to put this image in our face right now, right? Well, we got to keep ourselves focused. We got to keep ourselves focused. We got to keep focused on the goal. South America here. Look how close this tip is to this little particular opening here. And we're going to see how deep this opening goes. But here goes some other little gaps. Some are shallow. I mean, how would they know, right? Look at all these mountains. Again, no cap Antarctica, man. Love to Jeffrey Davis. Love to Sekou. Yeah, this one right here is giving up a lot more rap as well, because you see the ends of these, there ain't no cutoff on them, Jack. This is just as far as they got. And here we go with South America tip. Look how close it is to this opening, and now see how far it goes. This is hella far. This is like 2 South Americas. Go, 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 go. Meaning it probably just goes all the way through. Terra, Sancta, Managa. Oh yeah, we just talking about promised land. We just talking about no cap, no ice cap. Something that's been preserved for the Naga, for the dragon. Or we just talking Israel. Or we're just talking Israel, you know what I mean? But the question is, why would Israel, be so closely connected with South America? And why would our brothers tell us to go anywhere else, when Terra Sancta is literally Israel, Holy Land? And that doesn't mean that Jerusalem ain't Jerusalem and the Four Corners, Grand Canyon ain't all this is one thing, man. I mean, you're talking dragons, you're talking vortexes, you're talking a connection, man. You're talking a flow. You know what I'm saying? Don't limit yourself to, this got to be, the only Jerusalem or the only Holy Land. Nah, man. You were holding down places very, very strategically. Openings, gateways, portals, you know what I mean? Strategic, this is defense as well, you know what I mean? Think of it in terms of defense. Think of it in terms of, being guardians. Think about the high queens, the Amazon queens holding it down. No ice cap, my nigga. So somebody or us or we, did something to protect or preserve certain things. And this is what the Antarctic Treaty's been about. So we got a lot more, I'm really just I'm just enjoying the flow with y'all, man. Just enjoying the flow. And we're gonna get on this brown eye, blue eye situation. This is this Jane Elliott, you know what I'm saying, this teacher who told this group of white kids, so called, that, all right, do you know what it feels like to have this type of psychology of not being enough, right? Just like we have to go through every day in our ghettos and our hoods and different things. Our parents and everybody, because that's part of the opposites, right? Creation of opposites. Tell them the opposite. Tell them that they're nothing. So she starts doing this to the brown-eyed children and making the blue-eyed children great. And the brown-eyed children were inferior, and the blue-eyed children were superior. And, just look how it affected these children. And think about how many hundreds and hundreds or thousands of years of this bullshit, has been pumped into our psyche, and really we're talking hundreds of years, because when you look at how fast these children were affected by the second day, my nigga, it only takes a few years, really to affect the whole entire tribe, all across the plain, if you have this intense psychological warfare, really popping off, man. And let me see, man. Somebody actually dropped this. Somebody dropped this in my DM, man. I don't know. Let's see. I could pull it up right quick. Oh, there we go. Love to the bro, Dragon Canoe. Tell us everything. Love to you, bro. Dragon Canoe, man. He got the drop. And this goes out to you, Dragon Canoe. Let's fall back and see the psychological warfare. And it's happening in all the imagery on cartoons. And it's deep, and you already know it. But just check out what happens in the second day, my knock. And then think about, how long it took for them to, completely, create the opposite mentality in our heads that we're not regal. We're not royals. Now we feel like we're thugs and just niggas and this and that, right? So, this has been a conditioning, and we're all getting out of it. I'm getting out of it. Bear with me, man. I'm your brother with you, going through this shit with you. All of us have been scarred and jammed up, so ain't nobody perfect and ain't nobody temperament, this and this and that. We're all niggas going through real shit, going through real situations, and no one can compare, no one can judge it. You know what I mean? Because your situation is this, somebody else's situation is different. Your perspective might be whack. You might not know what you think you know about a knock. And that's when the bearing of false witness comes in. Unless we know, we ain't got nothing to say about it if we don't know. But what we do know is that this is the constant attack on our frequency. The creation of an opposite thought is dangerous, and the inception of an opposite idea is war. Silent weapons, man. So love to Seth the real, what it do. Ahab the Dragon Canoe.
Brotherhood week. What's
Let go.
brotherhood?
Be kind to your brothers. Be kind.
Okay, be kind to your brothers.
Like you would like to be treated.
Treat everyone the way you would like to be treated. Treat everyone as though he was your brother. And is there anyone in this United States that we do not treat as our brothers?
Yes.
Who?
Yeah.
The black people. Who else?
Indians.
Absolutely, the Indians. And when many.
Now, by the time they're talking Indians, they're talking about, obviously, those that are now taking these Indian titles, after the actual Indian, which are these so-called blacks, are all one and the same. But look how fast they said the black people. So that's how much these black people were getting depressed in the eyes of the children, and what the parents are spreading as venom, in their minds. By the time, we know who's not treated right. Black people. Now, watch what happens on the second day, and take this back to the slaying of the dragon, the creation of opposites. It didn't take long for us to, be under this condition, man. If it's directed a certain way, and it's put in your media a certain way, and in your children's books a certain way, in the classrooms a certain way, and then, this is what has been beat and tortured into you a certain way, and through religion in your churches a certain way. This is psychological warfare.
United States, we do not treat as our brothers.
Yes.
Who?
Yeah.
The black people. Who else?
Indians.
Absolutely, the Indians. And when many people see a black person or a yellow person or a red person, what do they think?
Look at that. Dumb people.
They look at the dumb people. What else do they think sometimes? What kinds of things do they say?
Now, they're completely confident when they say dumb people. Look at those dumb people. These are the kids, man. Now, what level of poison must they have been infected with to have these type of reactions? And since we're talking opposites, that means that they're thinking the opposite, right? They think they're superior at this moment. In their minds, they have no concept of history. They've been brought up and bred up in a new tune, a new conquest. These are the descendants of the Europeans that found us copper-colored Indians, right? In India superior right here. And they feel this superiority complex. You can already see it. Oh, dumb. Those are just dumb dumbs. Yeah, we just treat them like this because they don't look like us, because they have color and we don't, because they're already on this land and we want it. So we must demonize them. Now the Naga becomes Satan in in these young minds, and this is what they grow up teaching their children. And the cycle continues. It's war, psychological warfare on the kind. It's the creation of opposites. It's an opposite thought. Already they're having an opposite thought that they're superior and we're inferior, okay? And that this is an automatic triggered reaction. Let's go.
About black people.
They're niggers.
In the city, many places in the United States, how are black people treated? How are Indians treated? How are people who are of a different color than we are treated?
Like they're part of this world. They don't get anything in this world.
Why is that?
Because they're different color.
You think you know how that would feel to be judged by the color of your skin?
Yeah.
Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. Would you like to try this?
Yeah.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Since I'm the teacher and I have blue eyes, I think maybe the blue-eyed people should be on top the first day.
Up here?
I mean, the blue-eyed people are the better people in this room. Oh, yes, they are. Blue-eyed people are smarter than brown-eyed people.
My dad isn't that stupid.
Is your dad brown-eyed?
Yeah.
One day you came to school and you told us that he kicked you.
He did.
Do you think a blue-eyed father would kick his son?
Yeah. My
dad's blue-eyed. He's never kicked me. Briggs' dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. Rex's dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. This is a fact. Blue-eyed people are better than brown-eyed people. Are you brown-eyed or blue-eyed?
Blue.
Why are you shaking your head? Are you sure that you're right? Why? What makes you so sure that you're right?
I don't know.
The blue-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess, while the brown-eyed people have to stay in. The brown-eyed people do not get to use the drinking fountain. You'll have to use the paper cups. You brown-eyed people are not to play with the blue-eyed people on the playground because you are not as good as blue-eyed people. Well, the brown-eyed people in this room today are going to wear collars so that we can tell from a distance what color your eyes are. On page 127. 127. Is everyone ready? Everyone but Laurie. Ready, Laurie?
Brown-eyed.
She's a brown-eyed. You'll begin to notice today that we spend a great deal of time waiting for brown-eyed people. The yardstick's gone. Well, okay. I don't see the yardstick. Do you?
It's coming over there. Hey, Miss Lake, you better keep that on your desk so if the brown-eyed people get out of hand.
Oh!
You see how fast he slipped up? He said so that the brown people don't get out of hand. You see how fast they started to, charge up in the opposite direction. As soon as they started going into that, they went already into something that they've been preconditioned to. Try to get that again.
Hey, Miss Lake, you better keep that on your desk so if the brown-eyed people get out of hand.
Oh!
Over there. Hey, Miss Lake, you better keep that on your desk so if the brown-eyed people get out of hand.
Oh! You think if the brown-eyed people get out of hand, that would be the thing to use? Who goes first to lunch?
Blue-eyed.
The blue-eyed people. No brown-eyed people go back for seconds. Blue-eyed people may go back for seconds. Brown-eyed people do not.
Brown-eyed.
Don't you know?
Oh, they're not smart.
Is that the only reason? It might take too much. Okay, quietly.
And it seemed like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us.
The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to do anything.
Now already, this is what, the second day? So she went through the whole day, jamming them up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, something's missing. It must be the brown-eyed people. Oh, man, you better keep that rule on your desk in case these brown-eyed people get out of hand. And now they feel bad. They don't even want to try no more, boss. Now imagine the Naga who's grown up with this every day of his life. And you want to understand us. And now that we on the rise, now you want to cling to us. Oh, I guess that's what's gonna happen, huh? Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Just because you listen to our music, don't mean you understand what's going on. So I know in the sense that the symbol is deeper than the race baiting situation, right? But the race, creation of this race psychology is also taking a hold and taking effect. And this is what we're comparing these two. Because obviously you got this George Floyd charge up, white cop on the back of the brown copper man. But then you know that this represents the actual dragon and that you are being slain by the creation of these opposites, including the psychological warfare that's popping off. Because in one day, these children want to quit. Tuesday afternoon, right? These children want to quit. They don't want to try no more. So my little homie in the back of the classroom is now just feeling sparked up because finally he don't want to quit. Finally he has hope. Finally she has hope. She got inspiration. She don't want to quit. Now we getting charged up because we tired of being told that we can't do that and we can't do this. Oh, we lucky to have a black president. Come on, man. You're talking to the cons. The moral cons. The kingdom. India is superior, man. But they told you that you're inferior. Creation of opposites. Look what it does to their thought process.
And it seemed like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us.
The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to.
So when they're down on the bottom, everything bad is happening to us. It seems like the teacher was just making stuff up about stuff missing or just blaming them. It was all happening to them. They were being blamed for this. They make us witness, at least in the image, they make us witness our brother, or even in real life, man, we see our brothers and sisters being crucified, slain in the street, and we can't even have our own, not even protest, but our own powwow to get to the bottom of things without them calling unlawful assembly. Oh no, coronavirus, safe distancing. Look how much they jam us up, man, from really feeling, some type of accountability and coming together. Before we can even come together, there's somebody else that's supposed to be coming together under the banner of black for us. We feel like this. A lot of us don't want to, go on, go forward. A lot of us, feel beat down because of the court system, because of the police, because of our own brothers. We got to put all this, into consideration, man, when we deal with each other. When we try to, see why our brother or sister don't want to continue, we got to let them know, like, look, we got to break this spell.
Do anything. It seemed like Mrs. Elliot was taking our best friends away from us. What happened at recess? Were two of you boys fighting?
Yeah, John. Russell and John.
What happened, John?
Russell called me names and I hit him in the gut.
What did he call you?
Brown eyes.
So by default, in one day of this psychology, They have a new nickname, Brown Eyes, and Brown Eyes means nigger to them. He's taking Brown Eyes like nigger. Now, there's nothing wrong with being called Brown Eyes in reality, right? But because of the psychologically, connected feeling of being on the bottom, because he's psychologically connected to being underneath something, inferior to something, it hurts him. Just like nigger, right, is only connected back to the negus. But they turn nigger into this derogatory brown eye situation, so we hear nigger or Nigerian. Love to the Templar. And again, man, nigga, all this stuff is only King of Kings, negus, you know what I mean? So we don't need them to rebrand us and retitle us for us to know that we are the Regals. But now, one switch, one creation of an opposite thought got this boy about to break down for being called Brown Eyes. Come on, man.
You call him Brown Eyes?
They always call us that.
All the blue eyes call us that. Look how this dichotomy is created in one day.
Brown eyes. They say, come here, brown eyes. Then they were calling us blue eyes. I wasn't. Sandy and Donna were. Yeah.
What's wrong with being called Brown Eyes?
It means that we're stupider. No, not that.
Yes, it does. To them, it does mean they're stupider. Just because you're calling something brown, man. Copper, right?
Oh, that's just the same way as other people call black people niggers.
Bang! What's his name? Russell? Hey, man, give Russell the Golden Order of Michael Award. The St. George 8-star. He gets the 8-pointed star, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Is that the reason you hate him, John? Did it help? Did it stop him? Did it make you feel better inside? Make you feel better inside? Did it make you feel better to call him Brown Eyes? Why do you suppose you call him Brown Eyes?
Right, because he has brown eyes.
Is that the only reason? He didn't call him Brown Eyes yesterday, and he had brown eyes yesterday. Didn't he?
Because we get started. Yeah, ever since you put those blue things on the tease him. Kind of tease him.
Oh, is this teasing?
No. Well, he did it.
Were you doing it for fun, to be funny, or were you doing it to be mean? I don't know. Don't ask me. Did anyone laugh at you when you did it? I watched what had been marvelous, cooperative, wonderful, thoughtful children turn into nasty, vicious, discriminating little third graders in a space of 15 minutes. Yesterday, I told you that brown-eyed people aren't as good as blue-eyed people. That wasn't true. I lied to you yesterday. The truth is that brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. Russell, where are your glasses?
I forgot him.
You forgot them. And what color are your eyes?
Blue.
Susan Ginder has brown eyes. She didn't forget her glasses. Russell Ring has blue eyes, and what about his glasses?
He forgot them.
He forgot them. Yesterday we were visiting, and Greg said, "Boy, I like to hit my little sister as hard as I can. That's fun." What does that tell you about blue-eyed people?
They're naughty. They fight a lot.
The brown-eyed people may take off their collars, and each of you may put your collar on a blue-eyed person. The brown-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess. You blue-eyed people are not allowed to be on the playground equipment at any time. You blue-eyed people are not to play with the brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. They're smarter than blue-eyed people. And if you don't believe it, look at Brian. Do blue-eyed people know how to sit in a chair? Very sad. Very, very sad. Who can tell me what contraction should be in the first sentence? Go to the board and write it, John. Come on, let's do it again. Loosen up. Up, up, up. Come on. That's better. Now, do you know how to make a W? Okay, write the contraction for we are. Now that's beautiful writing. Is that better?
Yes.
Brown-eyed people learn fast, don't they?
Yeah.
Boy, do brown-eyed people learn fast. Very good. Greg, what did you do with that cup? Will you please go and get that cup and put your name on it and keep it at your desk? Blue-eyed people are wasteful. Okay, you want to be timed this morning?
Yeah.
I use Orton Gillingham Phonics. We use the card pack. And the children, the brown-eyed children, were in the low class the first day, and it took them 5.5 minutes to get through the card pack. The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes.
Wow. Back that up.
In the low class the first day, and it took them 5.5 minutes to get through the card pack. The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes.
Man, so just based on psychology, you can say you can double up your intelligence based on how you perceive yourself. And when we don't have parents sometimes to give us that perception, or when they've been brainwashed into a system of work for the man because, the man, they have this and they have that. And, the only way to be successful is to be like them, walk like them, talk like them, dress like them, right? Go to their colleges, their Indian schools. Oh man, they're so successful. Look at all these commercials. You're trying to watch football, you got to see all these successful, so-called whites. It becomes this type of experiment. And this is not, there's different levels, to this particular slaying of the dragon. You could slay it like Genghis did, you know what I'm saying? Just straight up like that. You could slay it like, this particular oppressor has done, you know what I'm saying, with the same type of, or even more, vicious force. Mutilation, you know what I'm saying? Mutilizing, you know what I'm saying, our, mind, body, and soul. There's no limit to the, absolute confusion, man, that's been, pushed forward. And, we've been trying to push back, at this point, And this is the most pushback I've ever, witnessed when when it comes to awakening and just consciousness, whatever you want to call it. I feel like there's a certified pushback on all fronts against illusions and falsehood. This is a bad time to be out the code, because the pushback to reality is a motherfucker. People are awake. You can't just go around lying to people, right? She's playing the role of a false witness, telling them, oh, blue-eyed people are smarter, and then switching it up. Brown-eyed people are smarter. She's being a false witness, and they're eating it up, even though they know it's not true, and it still affects them. Ain't that some shit? They know it's not true, and they're still affected to a point where they're learning over twice as fast. They're taking in that much more connectivity. Imagine the con who's been taught he wasn't shit, she wasn't shit through all type of vices. TV, this, that, images, parents, you know what I'm saying? This is most of us, you know what I'm saying? Only a few of us get real positive feedback, all the way up, you know what I'm saying, past our parents, and have positive, relationships and interactions with our teachers and, students and yada, yada, yada. By default, because you so-called black, you feel like, oh, okay, well, I can't compete with this Asian kid or this white kid or this yada, yada. You feel like you wanted a gun already. You're lucky to get a B plus, I mean, it's that type of psychology. It's not true, and some of us break through that because we have, the guidance to break through that, or the internal willpower to break through that. But you see, these privileged kids been given everything, and in this experiment, you see how much it's affecting them, and they've been given everything. But to the Naga, who has been given very little, all across the plane, the story is the same. But when we start to believe differently, when we start to get out of that opposite spell, that duality, when we start to really break loose and get our wings, we start to coon, we start to rise. That's when this illusion starts to glitch out, because it's literally being energized through the absolute lie. Like she told him, I lied to you. The lie, the false witness, is what's steaming this thing, and us believing it, us taking it to heart, taking it as a fact. Oh, here's your globe ball. You must be on the ball. Don't ask no questions about it. World's beyond a pole. We can't take that theory serious. We're on a ball spinning forever. Oh, you white? You on top forever. You got the best neighborhoods. Drive through LA, man. All the little pockets that are dope, you already know who's gonna be there. And now who's rolling up in Inglewood? Who's gentrifying city after city after city, and they just come right in like they had a meeting about it. Like, we here. It's safe for us now. Nah, this ain't about race. It's about the slaying of the dragon, and you're seeing it happen on different levels, whether they put it in the dichotomy of white and black, or we look at the more and more war. We can connect it all through the treaty of peace and friendship that they're making with the invader. Not all whites, want to hurt nobody. Not all whites want to, cause chaos. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what we're talking about. We know it's a frequency war, and it started with our own brothers and our own family. Psalms 83, Confederacy. Let's get the last few minutes.
The only thing that had changed was the fact that now they were superior people. I thought you were going to give them the word. You went faster than I've ever had anyone go through.
The only thing that changed is that now they were superior. So imagine you learning that you truly are superior, and India is superior. And this ain't no race thing. We're just saying that everywhere you go to look, the Naga's already there with full kingdoms, with full, palaces and fresh waterways and all the treasures. The high Amazon queens, we're talking high tech, man. Atlantis, we're talking high tech. Mu, we're talking high tech Nagas. We're talking dragons. And everything else we're talking. I mean, this changed just because of a thought.
The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes. The only thing that had changed was the fact that now they were superior people. I thought you were going to give them the word. You went faster than I've ever had anyone go through the card back. Why couldn't you get them yesterday?
We had collars on.
You think the collars kept you?
We just keep thinking about those collars.
Oh.
Did you hear? They said I couldn't do it yesterday because I was a brown eye. Now they still got brown eyes, but now they superior brown eyes. So what happens when you become superior Nagas? We were brown eyes. What happened yesterday?
Why couldn't you get them yesterday?
We were brown eyes. You still are, but now you have a complete 180 thought. You have an opposite thought. She's removed the thought she planted. She said, I lied. I'll give you a new thought. And now they are superior. And now they are working twice as fast. They're connecting twice as fast.
Collars on.
You think the collars kept you?
Just keep thinking about those collars.
you couldn't think as well with the collars on. 4.
They couldn't think as well with the collar on, man. But the Naga got a foot on his neck bone. We talking about the yoke being taken off our neck.
4 minutes and 18 seconds.
I know we weren't going to make it.
How long did it take you yesterday?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. How long did it take you today?
4 minutes and 18 seconds.
What happened?
One down.
Why? What are you thinking of?
This.
I hate to.
So they couldn't process because they already are consciously oppressed. And now they went from 3 minutes to 4 minutes. They're backsliding. They're going backwards. Now these games that she's playing with them, don't you think they had smart people over here that look just like you? Smart people coming over here that look just like you, already with this warfare, this magic, this lesser magic to trick you into, oh, come to our schools. We'll educate you. By telling us that you'll educate us, lets us know that we are inferior to you and we need your education. Oh, now we brought them into, like they're bringing us into consciousness. Oh, now we brought them into civilization. Oh, we're civilizing them. We're colonizing them. I mean, to colonize Managi, it requires invasion of the indigenous people that ain't asking to be invaded and colonized and taught these opposite, magic spells, man. And this is what we're saying, that we're under a spell, and this is what we're breaking out of. But in order to fully fly again, when we talk dragons, we're talking about flying. We're talking about our Ruach being fully connected. What the Most High say, Zechariah 12, let it come fresh, man. I mean, we're fully powering up, running to and fro, not growing weary, not growing tired. Why? Because you got your fire, your water, your ether, and your land back.
Today.
I hate you.
Because I'm blue-eyed.
See, I am too.
It's not funny, it's not fun, it's not pleasant. This is a filthy, nasty word called discrimination. We're treating people a certain way because they are different from the rest of us. Is that fair?
No.
Nothing fair about it. We didn't say this was going to be a fair day, did we?
No.
And it isn't. It's a horrid day. Okay, you ready? What did you people who are wearing blue collars now find out today?
I know what they felt like yesterday. I did too.
How did they feel yesterday?
Down. Like a dog on a leash. Yeah. It feels like a chain them up wherever you go. In the prison. Like you're chaining them up in the prison. Like you shut it up.
Man, like you in the prison wherever you go, my Naga.
You're throwing the key away.
Should the color of some other person's eyes have anything to do with how you treat them?
No.
All right, then should the color of their skin?
No.
Should you judge people
No.
by the color of their skin?
No.
You're going to say that today and this week and probably all the time you're in this room. You'll say, no, Mrs. Elliott.
No.
Every time I ask that question.
No.
Then,
No, Mrs. Elliott.
when you see a black man or an Indian or someone walking down the street, are you going to say, look at that silly looking thing?
No.
Does it make any difference whether their skin is black or white?
No.
Or yellow?
No.
Or red?
No.
Is that how you decide whether people are good or bad?
No.
Is that what makes people good or bad?
No.
Let's take these collars off.
Don't stick yourself down there. You'd have to sort.
Okay, Mr. Nelly, you can. What would you like to do with them?
Throw them away.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Here, Mrs. Ellen. Don't eat them like
Now you know a little bit more than you knew at the beginning of this week.
Yes.
A lot. Do you know a little bit more than you wanted to?
Yes.
This isn't an easy way to learn this, is it?
No, Miss. Oh, well, you
Okay, now let's all sit down here together. Blue eyes and brown eyes. Does it make any difference what color you are?
No.
Down, girl.
Don't get it. See me.
Oh, you found your friend, huh?
Look, man, we breaking the chains, man. They over here mimicking the chains being broken, the mimicking the yoke being taken off. You know what I mean? Love to Mark Heckroth, you know what I mean? Appreciate that, man. And love to Jane Elliott, man. And you know what I'm saying? You wonder where they are today, right? You wonder how far they really took this thing, you know, when it comes to, just remembering these particular lessons. But we see that, it doesn't go that far. They learn it today, forget it tomorrow. Learn it today, and then, right when it becomes popular again, right when they can get, how can they learn anything? When this is what is the highest order, this is their highest designation. Royal honor. This is their royal honor, and you're being called Satan. How can you learn anything? This is what they're wearing in the house, right? This is what they're wearing on the suits. This is what they're wearing. What is this teaching them every time? You want to talk about what Jane Elliott is teaching them. What are they learning already? But we know it's deeper than that, right? Slaying of a black man. Slaying of another Naga. Slaying of a dragon. Whether they call it brown eye or blue eye, they throw these labels around. Now you're Satan. Now you're the devil. Now Leviathan is sometimes referred to as the crooked serpent. All in the language, all in the image. All in the image that, this is interesting, huh? Now he got the foot on what look like a white Satan now. Oh, man. So, there's levels to this iconoclasm. They can't even keep Satan black. Oh, man. Order of Michael and Georgie. Now, it says the Prince Regent founded the order to commemorate the Prince or British Amical Protectorate over Ion Islands, a group of islands in Greece, traditionally called Heptanies, which had come under British control in 1814. So this is all after this Tecumseh situation, man, and had been granted their own constitution as the United States of Ion Islands, United States of Ion Islands, 1817. Ain't this around the time of this Declaration of Independence, 1776, man? When I think United States, I'm just thinking America. Did you know that there was a Constitution of the United States of this Ionian, Johnian, or John, Ion, or Eon, or John The I's and the Y's and the J's. It was the successor state of the Septinsular Republic. Reminds me of the Septimania. Remember seven? Sept is seven. Like the cities of gold, man. Yeah, I didn't know there was another United States out there, did y'all, man? I mean, hey, only the dismount, man. Only the dismount. And we keep looking, we're going to find some more connections here. I'm just digging on it with y'all. Y'all got the links, let me know what else you find on this, business, connected to the slaying of the dragon and this order here. That's clearly being represented and, now is this big deal. But I think really they're just trying to, show you in a subliminal way that the Naga is the dragon. And the slaying of the Naga and the slaying of the dragon is the agenda of the original dragon slayer. Zeus, Jupiter, Isus, Jesus, yes, Black Jesus, Black Zeus, Black Ra, Black Jupiter, Black Ash Yahawashai. And we tell our people rule number 1, be hijack free and put no power, no sun next to our creator. That's not our teaching. To hijack us with a sun is not our teaching. Our teaching is that we connect directly to Hawa and that we are the sons and we are the daughters. Unless you're just talking only begotten son, right? Yeah, man. We'll get back in that Psalms. We'll get back in Psalms, man. We surfing the wave with the real ones, man. Go get all the drop. Keep surfing the wave, man. There's so much more coming out. And, these maps right here, are bringing us a lot closer, to seeing with the recon, the Holy Land, the Israel of our world is all connected. Terra Sancta, Terra Sancta, Terra Sancta. Terra Sancta. When you got perspective, it's all one thing. Whether you're talking Holy Land here, Holy Land here, or Holy Land here. Hey. Now we're just talking 360 degrees. Allah. How far do the gateways go? That's another time, another place, for another flow, man. Y'all keep surfing the wave, stay hijack free. And, this is the only thing we can come up with, in terms of a realistic play is something that can't be hidden and it ain't no trickery. Keep the code. You keeping the code is going to wake up all of the treasured places and all of the treasured frequencies, that fight with you and for you on Mama, the earth. Mama, our wisdom that puts the ingredients together to make a fine meal. You want that every time. Solomon had to pray to the shaper to give him some more access to Mama, some wisdom, discernment to fortify the kingdom. Without the access, you ain't tapping into the mem. You can't see beyond the wall, beyond the gates. You got to get over your own hijack first, man. And victory is ours. The marathon continues, and we will get to Press John 60 for the Real One Neighborhood Nip and for the true wave surfers out there. And just launching off this fourth wave, we see clearly. Allah, wow.